What is happening, y'all? Jay here, back again with another guide in Hollow Knight Silksong. And in this guide, I'm going to show you the first 5 things you want to do in Act 3. Now, if you don't know how to get to Act 3, I will link that guide in the description. And as usual, you'll find all the timelines in the description as well. So the first thing you wanna get is the Beastling Call, for which you wanna head over to the Grand Bellway and attempt to call the Bell Beast. But instead of the Bell Beast, we have the Bell Eater who shows up. So you wanna follow him down there and go east for the Bell Eater boss fight. Now, if you're having trouble with this boss, I will link that boss guide in the description of this video. Anyways, upon defeating the boss, you'll get the Beastling Call, which basically allows us to call these young beastling from any stable ground, which will take us to the nearest bellway. That's gonna make traversing this Silksong map that much easier. So yeah, it's the first thing you wanna do in Act 3. Next, you wanna go to where we started the Silksong journey from. That's the Bone Bottom, and travel east to drop down from here. Traveling east from here will take us to the next NPCs, the Shamans, which will update our main objective. Next, we're gonna get 2 things which are quite close by. First one is Farsight. So, if you want to complete Hollow Knight Silksong 100%, you will need an item called Farsight, which lets you know how much of the game you have completed when you go to the load screen. And second, how to get the final ability of this game, and that's SIlk Soar. So ready? Let's go. We start at the Deep Docks Bellway. From here, you need to travel east to first climb up, and then after moving further east, go down. From here, you wanna go further east where we have the Forge Daughter NPC. But this time, we don't have to speak with her, but the NPC right next to her, called the Ballo. From here, you wanna go west and use this to go down, and then go further west and drop down where we will have a secret gate which will take us to our next bench. From here, going east, we need to drop down, but be careful as there is lava underneath, and from there, we move further eastwards. Drop down from here, and then you wanna use the claw line to get over the enemy and carefully drop down as there are spikes underneath. Here, you wanna keep jumping as there is burning floor under you, and you wanna use wall jump to climb up top and then move eastwards. So here we have something similar where we need to wall jump, but I would suggest get rid of this enemy on the right, which can be a pain. So use your most trusted tool, the cockflies, and we have 2 more of these enemies. So this is why you want to use these cockflies. I mean, you can try and run past them, but yeah, it's a little risky. Anyways, wall jump to the top, and this is where we are on the map. And now we move further right to open up a gate. And now follow me up to meet our NPC, the Ballo, who's gonna give us the key to the next section. Now you simply wanna go down, use the key to enter the next section, where we have to interact with the gramophone and sit on the bench as we ride into the abyss. Now you wanna break the wall on your left and carefully make your way through the spikes westwards. Here we have to go through a number of platforming sections using double jump and claw line as we move further into the abyss. Okay, so in this section, you wanna use the Drifter's Cloak to carefully make your way down between the spikes. When you hit stable grounds, you wanna travel eastwards once again carefully so that you don't fall into the abyss where we have a bench waiting for us. Going further east, we have a cutscene which I am not going to spoil for you. And before we move further east, we are going to collect the map of the area for free. Okay, so here you want to use the claw line to carefully move further east by standing on these narrow platforms. From here, you want to jump on the section left to then jump on the section right and use wall jump to climb atop and keep moving left until we are standing on a narrow platform. From here, you want to climb up and move east using claw line to get to the next section up top where we have to play the needle in. Now, just moving slightly east, we first collect an item called the Farsight, which shows us game completion stat in the load screen, and SIlk Soar is just a stone throw away from this place. From here, you wanna go back the same way you came in and drop down here and enter this narrow section west to then drop down from here and move east this time. This is where we are on the map, and dropping down from here, we're gonna get SIlk Soar, the final ability you learn in this game. One more thing, for equipping the Farsight, all you need to do is head over to Bellhome and assemble your Farsight. Next up, we find a crest, and for that, we need to find a secret location. We go to right where we started our journey in Silksong, that's the bone bottom, and move west and drop down. From here, you wanna travel eastwards and meet our next NPC. So exhaust all of its dialogue, but our main aim is to go further east and then use super jump.
Sagrador.
Keep moving eastwards and drop down. Now break the false wall on your left to then drop down and break the false wall on your right. Going down from here, you're gonna find the crest of the shaman. Now the next two items are very special. The next thing you wanna get early in Act 3 is a technique called the pale nails, and this is my favorite after Threat Storm, which basically throws 3 arrows at the enemy. So let's find it. And for that we start at the Songclave settlement and move up and west. Keep heading left until you reach here. You can see smoke above you, and this is where you are on the map. Now let's use super jump. Now simply follow me as we make our way through these narrow sections. From this wooden plank, we gotta use 2 super jumps. The second one is quite a long one. So take that and then go eastwards to continue your journey through a series of narrow pathways. Another super jump and now westwards. You wanna keep heading west until you reach a dead end and then super jump one more time. Travel east until you reach a dead end and then super jump to reach the next platform, and then follow me through some more narrow pathways. So this is where we started Act 3 from, and now we super jump from here and then follow me through some more narrow pathways. Get up top and now from the right do a super jump and then cling onto the wall on your left and go up to again use super jump. And we are finally here. Use bind to get the pale nails. So that about does it for this guide in Silksong. We have many more Silksong guides coming up. So for that and for other game guides, a like and a sub would make my day.